It is good to see you guys again. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, and I truly hope that this warm-up is as much of a game changer for your drumming as it has been for mine. I am doing this stuff every single time I sit down at the kit. It only takes 5 minutes. Let's dive into it. Now, this game-changing warm-up is designed to get you acquainted with your drum set. It's not just about warming you up physically, which it will do, or even mentally, which it will do, but it's really about you getting used to the drum set. And the reason that's so important is because you might be practicing at home on a pad kit or an E kit, and then you get to your acoustic kit and things feel slightly different. Or if you're like me, a lot of times I'm playing on this kit and then I travel and I have to do a drum festival on a completely foreign drum set, and I want to get acquainted with the pedal, the spring tension, the angle of the toms. Even if I set the whole kit up myself, it's not exactly like this. So let's dive into the first exercise. This will be for 1 minute. You need to do this thing with a timer. For the first minute, you're going to be getting used to the pedal. So this is all about warming up your foot for sure, but also allowing your foot to get acquainted with the pedal tension, or if it's a completely different pedal that you've never played. All we're going to be doing is 4 notes per drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to put a bass drum in between each note. Sounds like this, nice and slow. And I promise you don't need a foot cam for this one. I'm not doing anything crazy, no heel toe, nothing special. I'm just playing the notes straight up and down in a heel up position. Now, goal tempo for me is about 200 is 16th notes, or maybe 100 is 32nd notes. And as I'm playing, I'm just kind of going slowly up the pedal board and down the pedal board and trying to find the sweet spot. Like I said, this one is about getting reacquainted with your pedal. Before we move on to the second exercise, it's really important to understand that you don't need to do these 5 exercises. You need to come up with your own exercises. You can use these for sure, but you should come up with your own based off of your skill level that does the same thing. So maybe for you, if you're a little newer to the drums, maybe you're just doing right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick. That would be a great way to get used to your pedal. All right, now for the second exercise. This one is all about the angle of the drums and making sure that I'm not hitting rims and making sure that I'm able to hit the drum in the sweet spot of the drum. It's not just about warming up my hands, it's about note placement. So I'm playing 16th note triplets, 2 separate, 1, 2, then 4 together, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that takes me clockwise around the drum set, but I also want to get comfortable going counterclockwise. That'll be 2 separate again, 1, 2, then 4 together, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole thing nice and slow. Goal tempo on this one for me is about 120 to 130. We'll do it at 125 as 16th note triplets. And the goal, like I said, is to try to hit in the sweet spot of the drum. If possible, avoid those rims, but also relax while you're doing this. All right, on to exercise number 3. This is a linear exercise. You might be thinking, well, you already did something involving the foot and you got your foot warmed up, and you already did something with your hands, you got your hands warmed up. This is about speaking between hands and foot. Doing this, that's constant. The spacing between the notes is exactly the same every time. That's different than just randomly speaking with my foot in between my hands. So with this one, we've got right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, kick. Don't worry, the notation is in the description below. So by having those bass drum notes just show up a little bit more random, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. Oh, I thought that was going to snap better. There we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That's helping my brain to make sure that that conversation between my upper body and my lower body has a nice flow to it. Now, goal tempo on this one, I'd say maybe 100 to 115 as 30-second notes. Keep in mind, you're only doing each one of these exercises for 1 minute. This is not some massive thing. This is to get you warmed up before you start actually practicing. So even though this has taken quite a while to explain all this stuff, it really only takes 5 minutes once you get these 5. We've only done 3 minutes worth of stuff. All right, on to exercise number 4, which is an absolute biscuit. You don't have to do this one, but this is the one I'm doing. All right, so what in the heck is that thing? I'm just playing the straightened out jazz ride pattern, ding, jutta, ding. And this part of the warm-up, this is minute 4, is all about independence, 4-way independence, getting my body completely warmed up and all 4 limbs able to speak to each other. So I've got ding, jutta, ding, jutta, ding. While that's happening, I'm playing, hang in there, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle. Then, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, paradiddle. Like I said, you do not have to do this one. This is just the one that I'm doing. You just need to come up with something that's a 4-way independence exercise, no matter how difficult or how simple it is, something that works for you. But nice and slow, it sounds like this. Now, if that sounded a little bit like buttered ass, that's because that is actually way harder to play at 80 BPM than it is at my goal tempo. I've got it to a place now where I feel comfortable playing it and it just flows out of me naturally. At that tempo, I was struggling a little bit and I thought, oh, record that again. Then I was like, no, that's the reality. That was actually really difficult for me. Here it is at its goal tempo. Last but not least, the 5th exercise is all about warming up your creativity, your mind, your ability to make up things in the moment or to improvise. This one is a triple biscuit as far as the restriction goes. You're going to be playing kick, snare, rack, floor, kick, snare, rack, floor, the entire time. That cannot change. And then you can improvise as much as you want. Remember, we're trying to warm up our brain, so we've got this restriction, but can we speak freely inside the restriction? You do this thing for 5 minutes every single time you sit down at the kit, I promise you, it is going to change how comfortable you feel on the drum set. First minute with a timer, you get your foot warmed up and you get your foot used to the pedal. Second minute with a timer, you flow around the kit, trying to get the sweet spot out of the drums, trying to get the drums to sound as good as possible and to avoid the rims. Minute 3, a linear exercise to make sure that you can speak between hands and foot. And if you notice, I threw in a little splash close with the left foot just to spice it up a bit. Minute 4, 4-way independence. Even if you're new to the drums, you could still do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still 4-way independence. That absolutely counts. And minute 5, time to warm up the brain. And that could be any creative exercise you want. Restrictions help the creativity. I'm going to trade fills with myself in 4/4, but only use kick, snare, and hats. I'm going to play quarter notes around the drum set and improvise in between those notes. I'm gonna solo against a cross stick. I'm gonna solo against ding, jigga ding, jigga ding, jigga ding between left hand and bass drum. It's all about creativity and being able to speak on the instrument. But like I've mentioned way too many times, if you do this every time you sit down at the kit, it only takes 5 minutes, it truly will be a game changer for you. So let me know in the comments below, are you gonna do these exercises or are you gonna make up your own? And if you are gonna make up your own, what are you gonna do for each one of these 5 steps? Until next time, go practice, have fun with this stuff, and please be patient with yourself. Bye, everybody.